Previously on Court of Swords. On a tour of the Moon Temple, Yota Zo reveals his concern about a sick companion and tells Acolyte Sang he believes Ramus to be rotting from within. Ramus, Berg, and Maharib arrive at the temple, and after a brief encounter with a very nervous monk, the four are reunited and introduced to the temple high priest, Sai Se. The high priest asks what the party is doing in the Court of Swords, and Ramus tells them he's just looking for a cure. Sai Se tells them about the Moon Bridge, a method of travel between temples that might help them bypass the dangers of the court. They've seen the party coming and wants to help them fulfill their destiny. Maharib and Yota stage a martial arts demonstration in which Yota is soundly thrashed. Yota explains to the crowd that no one is special and that all masters should be forced to prove their worth, not simply be believed for who they appear to be. On his way out, Yota is accosted by two angry young monks who want to fight him themselves. They knock him unconscious, but Ramus arrives and promptly incinerates the two of them. When Yota wakes up, he and Ramus have a heated conversation in which Yota realizes Ramus is not merely sick, but dangerous. A fire burning out of control. The two of them agree that they must leave the temple and take the Moonbridge south as soon as possible. Berg and Maharib leave the temple, looking to get some of those good Doug noodles. They share an intimate conversation about why Berg and Ramus travel together, and about a friendship tested and proven time and time again. Doug is being surrounded by Berg worshippers who attempt to chase their messiah down for a blessing, but are outrun by his mighty legs. Praise him. Maharib returns to the farmer who is guarding Yunyu, and finds three thugs harassing him for protection money. He draws his sword and they flee. Maharib, farmer and ox in tow, heads to meet his friends at the temple, and undergo the perilous journey of the Moon Bridge.
Hello everyone, welcome to episode 97 here on Court of Swords. Dan, you're wearing the same shirt. I'm just going to call you on it right off the gate.
Do you want to tell him, or should I?
Adam, you always wear black as well. I made sure that I was actually wearing the red shirt today.
For him to realize it.
Okay.
Oh.
Hey, everybody.
Oh.
No, he's talking to the crowd there.
Yeah, there we go. They could hear it. You guys couldn't hear it. I was calling out Dan for wearing the same shirt. That's what I was doing, so it was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adam, you always wear black, so you can't even say that you wear this.
That's true.
You wore a shirt last week, but now you're wearing a hoodie. So does it?
It's not true. Sometimes he wears sometimes he'll wear like some plaid, gray, a little bit in there sometimes.
It's true.
Yep.
It's true.
That's true.
Anyways.
I mean, you missed the bit where there was like a long pause where Max was like, what's happening? What's going on right now? Yep.
I saw the faces. I saw the confused Zeke face. It was a sight to behold for sure.
No, because I was listening to the recap and I was like, hello, everybody. I was like, oh, that should be echoing. It's not echoing. And then I paused and I went, we can't hear him.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Still figuring out the audio mutes and stuff with that. Anyways, let's find out what everyone's been up to. Dan, how's the addiction going? Also, what'd you get to eat? Let's start with that first.
Some Wendy's. I need something fast.
It's always Wendy's, no matter when I ask. It's
the one that takes the least amount of time to get here. I need to like it in 10 minutes.
I see. We need to hit them up for that sponsorship already with how many fucking not Whoppers, what do they sell? The Baconators? How many Baconators they've sold? Yeah. How's the addiction going, Dan? Are you okay? Are you staving it off? I saw you started a little later today, so I think it's starting to wane off.
No, I fell asleep because I was up late last night trying to get this goddamn thing, the 6 link, and it was driving me nuts, and it wouldn't. And I got mad. I went to bed late because of it.
Yep. How many fusings are you on that soul mantle?
I was like 600-800, somewhere in that range. Didn't link, so I just sold it. I'm just gonna stop before I lose even more money.
Yeah, it's about 3-4 exalt worth, maybe. So could add some money. Have you played anything else apart from Path of Exile? Because I have not. I've just been on that Path of Exile grind since what seems like the beginning of the year.
It's so perfect because there's literally nothing coming out until January. So
yeah,
it's just the dead part of the end of the year. So it's perfect to play a really long grindy game like this.
It is, and it's also a pretty good game. It turns out, so it's got that going for it as well.
This is the game. The game has never been better than right now. It's really good.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Have you gone and seen any movies? I know you're a big movie goer. There's a lot of holiday movies out that I have not seen yet. So
I haven't been because I've been playing PoE the whole time. All day, every day. I I put more hours into this game than I have in many others right now.
Yeah, I did the math yesterday. I'm at like 142 or some shit like that since last Friday.
I'm not far behind you. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's bad. It's bad. Anyways, I'll let you eat your food and we'll go around and see what everyone else is up to. Zeke, I know you played a game called Gris. We're going to talk about it tomorrow, or at least show it.
Greece.
It's Greece. Gree.
So
No,
talk
I mean, it depends.
Greece.
It's okay. So yeah, this is the thing. I only think it's that because of Quebec, because of French Canada, because in français, c'est gris, but it's
I
the Spanish
actually-
one, right?
Yes, I actually made a point made a point to figure it out because I wanted to call it Gris as well. But it's Spanish and they pronounce all their letters the same way. They don't have like hard G, soft G stuff. It's like, same way every time. So it's pronounced I got an email from someone that said it's Greece, and they spelled out Greece, grease, like grease in your stovetop.
All right, so talk to me about Gris.
It's Grice is a very cool game. Whoa. It's snowing. It's snowing. It's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah.
Christmas miracle.
Yeah.
I'm echoing.
Not for me.
Are you? Not from us. Yeah, I don't hear it. I don't
Okay.
hear it. We're actually just still playing the recap, but just back to you. It's your audio from last session.
It's
just
true,
to fuck
yeah.
with
Where
you.
am I?
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
the
we're
fuck
trying
is
to drive
going
you
on?
insane. Sorry.
Okay. Anyway, Greece is fantastic. It is one of those games that's kind of like Inside. It's video game
that's
as
awesome.
art, kind of, and it's like so many. We'll talk about it more tomorrow, but so many elements. Just briefly, everything is in the right place, and it's fucking fantastic. The music, art design, the sound, the sound design, just the immersion and the narrative that plays throughout is it's symbolic. Like there's a lot of symbolism throughout because it represents something else. So I don't want to spoil anything.
Cool.
But it represents like everything, like the whole journey represents something, and it's really cool. And by the end, like the closing score was just so wonderful. Like it was hard not to tear up. And I fully was just like, weep, weep. Got a couple of them, not just one tear. It was like, there was a couple. There was one from each eye. It was really, really cool experience. I think it's $17 on Steam. Probably takes you, like, it took me like five hours and change to finish it, but most people will finish it in 4.
Okay. Like I told you, I kind of wanted to wait till January because there's not shit out till January and still riding the PoE hype. But you've sold it up to me. A bunch of people have as well. Rami was talking very highly of it, so I might have to try it before the deadlines for Game of the Year show, just to see how it is, and how it goes.
You leave that motherfucking camera on. You leave it on. I want to see.
I
you
never
cry.
turned it off.
I want to see that you have feelings, JP. Besides derision and disgust.
All right. We'll see. You playing anything else the past week besides Greece?
I played Leisure Suit Larry. Wet
Oh,
Dreams
God.
Don't Dry. The new one. It's
you did.
fucking good.
Oh,
It is
God.
really good. I've never played one before.
Is it good in a
No.
Zeke way, or this is going to sound condescending, but is it good in a Zeke way, or is it good?
No. That
Man.
is absolutely fair. That is
I
an
knew it
absolutely
would
fair
be
question.
fair to you. This was for everyone else to not think I'm an asshole. You already know that.
Yeah. That's
No, I know the difference.
That's the kind of shit. That's the kind of shit that I say to Max. That's cold.
Yeah.
It's true.
No. Look, JP and I have been doing a fucking gaming talk show long enough for me because I've said it before. Like this is a game that I like, but I don't think you guys would like.
Right.
Like I've had to say that several times. But this is definitely swings more that way. However, it was surprisingly funny. Like not just like sex and art humor, but there was some clever shit in there for a point and click. References out the ass. Like references to many different things. References to the old games, references to like Swedish and Spanish, like inside jokes. Like there were maybe not Swedish, definitely Spanish. I'm sorry, it's the Spanish inside jokes or the Swedish ones were from Mutant Year Zero. But like clever wordplay. Content wise, not a fucking lot of content. I thought it was just gonna be like, just a one-off, like here's a Larry game, have fun. We remember here's a couple of scenes where Larry tries to get laid and fails. Bye. It actually had some pretty decent content. It is $30. I'll say that. Like $30 is a little steep.
That's a little steep.
And I'm not saying that because I wouldn't pay full price for video games. I'm just saying like for how specific like content wise it is. I mean, it does deal with semi-adult themes, but there's no like not even close to being banned on Twitch. Like people ask that a lot. Like, weren't these games banned? Like, I don't know about the other ones, but this one is perfectly fine. Like it's tame. It's fucking PG-13, if that. But it's I had a ton of fucking fun playing it.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll jump into that a little bit more as well as Grease on Drop Frames tomorrow. So I don't want to steal too much of that show's content because it's gonna be light tomorrow. Adam, what's been going on with you, Mr. Canada? What have you been up to the past 24 hours? Just being Canadian,
right? I was working on my game. I'm working on a new game right now called Womb of Night.
Yeah,
it's like a psychedelic heavy metal RPG. It's good. That's pretty much it. I play very little video games right now. I'm doing so many RPGs and like prepping for new stuff for the new year.
Yeah,
being in one shots. I'm gonna totally brag right now though. I found out right before the stream they released like top 10 best-selling RPGs that aren't Dungeons and Dragons this year. Still in the top 10. Dungeon World still killing it.
What number are you at?
5 years ago.
What are you at?
We're at number 10. We're number 10 of the top 10 best-selling RPGs. I can't believe it. Like we still are selling copies. It's so gratifying. So I'm just gonna brag about that. I feel pretty good.
There you go.
Cool. Right now.
Bragged.
So what's
hanging on to that top 10 position?
I'm sure you know who number 9 is. That you're just like clawing at their heels. You gotta look it up. I'd have a grudge match by now.
The only other stuff that I know. The other stuff on the list, the other top 10 stuff is the Warhammer Fantasy, the 4th edition one that we played. Zweihander is on there. Blades is on there. The Witcher RPG. It's so bad.
That's probably just Co. It's just Co. He just bought all the fucking issues of that, and he's like, "Well, this is obviously gonna be number one." That's where all my sub money went to from November. So
it is funny though. It's funny though that the information comes from it's like here's the top 10 other best selling fantasy RPGs, assuming that like Pathfinder and D&D aren't on this list. But Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron by Wizards of the Coast is number 8. Like seems to me like that's a Dungeons and Dragons book, but you know what? Whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's just super cool that even still people are picking up the game and playing it, and that makes me feel really good. So
yeah, that's cool.
If you bought a copy of Dungeon World this year, thanks.
Boom.
For both paying me and for making me feel nice.
And Adam, where could they, if they wanted to get one for a gift for someone, where do they purchase such book?
Well, if they live in America, they could buy it on Amazon.com.
The old Amazon.com.
That's right. But the PDF and international sales and what have you will vary. Your friendly local game store might have a copy, but if you just want the electronic copy, go to dungeon.world and you can buy it there. But we played that yesterday.
Oh my god!
Yeah, dungeon.world.
I like .zone. I think that's a good one. I've seen.
We're actually gonna rename. We're actually gonna rename the game Dungeon Zone. Just to keep it up to speed, make people think it's a new version of the game. The wizard is now the laser wizard. It's a sci-fi version of the game. I figure, it's time to release the sci-fi supplement. But But I got to play Dungeon World yesterday, and if people missed that, they didn't see the Christmas with Cox. It was super fun. I had a great time. It was really silly, and I hadn't. I was thinking about this beforehand. I hadn't played a game with like any of those people before. Like I GM'd for all of them, but not as a player, and it was really cool. That was nice. So thanks for that excuse to just like hang out and play Dungeon World.
That was good.
Very often.
It was good stuff.
Yeah, and other than that, I'm just getting prepped for this 100th episode business.
That's true.
I had a revelation after the last episode, and I've just been like making all these notes and getting ready, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty sweet, I think.
Nice. I'm excited for Max's one shot in January that he's going to be running for us. You know what I'm talking about, Max?
Yep. Got it all planned out.
Perfect.
I have an idea for what I don't. Is it January that it's supposed to be? I thought it was 2019.
January is in 2019. Last time I checked. So.
No, I know that. I'm just. It doesn't have to be. Let's do it in January.
You want to do February? Which month would you like to claim? I'll give you here in the public sphere, so that it's documented when you say you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, but if I just say a month right now, I don't have all the dates of like stuff that's coming out. Nothing's going on in February. Why not?
Nothing going on in January. I mean, let's be real, except for the live show. I make a pretty good argument. I know. It'll be January or February. What have you been up to, Max, besides Christmasing your room? Is the rest of the house Christmased up, or is it just your room? Is it just where the camera can see?
I put up the tree in the main like living room and stuff. We hadn't put it up yet, so like 2 days ago, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. Because Amanda was like, we're never going to do it. And so she was asleep, and I'm like, fine, I'm going all in. I just put up everything. And I forgot I had this tree, which is like way too big. I thought it was a smaller tree because we bought an extra tree. But you know what I mean? They're like disassembled, right? There's like usually come in 3 parts because it's a fake tree, obviously. Yeah. And I didn't know it was this tall. So it still looks cool. And then I got this wreath because I thought that would be cool. And then I put the Skyrim symbol in the middle of it because it felt weird not having the Skyrim symbol there. Plus, that means our quest, JP, is Christmas.
Christmas Quest.
Oh, yeah, Christmas Quest. I played that game. It's pretty good.
I'd play a game called... Is that actually a game, Christmas Quest?
It might be.
Probably. It's like an incredibly...
Probably for MS-DOS.
It's an incredibly generic
like
name.
Yeah.
Funny that you mentioned that. Because on Christmas Day this year, again, I'm going to be checking out all kinds of weird indie Christmas games. That
look for Christmas Quest. See if that's
I will look for Christmas Quest. You know what? I'll look for that right now.
On Christmas, but
yeah,
I've always wondered how many different Christmas themed games. I know they have Christmas, themed like game modes. I've played plenty of those, but I don't know if they actually have like dedicated games where it's like,
listen,
the spirit of Christmas.
There's
Max,
a lot.
Yeah.
If you're going to play a Christmas game, check out Who's Your Santa. That's the one I recommend.
Who's Your Santa?
Yep.
What is that?
Who's Your Santa? Just give it a play.
All right, check out Who's
$4.
Christmas Quest, was it?
Yeah, see if that's a game.
Nope. I've got Quick Soul Rush Christmas Helper.
Christmas Helper?
Yep.
I don't know about that one.
Well.
Speaking of Christmas, Max, I'm going to put you on the spot for the second time on the show. What's the best Christmas movie?
For me, it's gonna be Christmas Vacation by National Lampoons.
Okay, all right.
I heard you say Die Hard, and I gotta say I agree with you, Max. Die Hard is the best Christmas
there was
movie.
a public poll on Twitter, which means that this is obviously 100% true and not in any way fake news. But it was determined that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie on Twitter by 70%.
Twitter also thinks the Holocaust didn't happen, so fuck them.
Fair enough. I mean, everyone's got their own opinions, Adam. You just go with what you believe in, okay?
The ones I like watching are, A Christmas Story has kind of been phased out a little bit for me because I've seen that so many fucking times.
Yeah.
It's like, I've seen it all. Same thing with Christmas Vacation, but that one still holds up for me.
It's still pretty good.
That one's always a classic.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen...
Honestly, like, on a lot of lists, like, I don't know why, but Scrooged gets like no love.
Oh,
Scrooge
is pretty
fantastic.
Yeah, I always forget about Scrooge, and I don't. It's one of my favorites. Scrooge is
right there with
That's right there with Christmas Vacation. That's another one I watch.
Stop the Murray.
That was pretty close to some Bill Murray right there. That's good.
That's like Bill Murray's like at his finest. Like I love that movie so much. Thank you for saying that because I didn't even think about that this year.
I might watch
have to watch
Scrooged.
that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Is there a
Fantastic.
4K version of? I'm all about. Let's see. 4K.
4K version of Scrooged.
I think there is. Maybe. I don't know. I'll keep looking.
Yeah.
Nope.
I've already
there's
had
not.
my elf quota because we were in a hotel and we just watched it. It was on loop, like on the channel. You know how they do that? They just run the same movie over and over again.
Elf's
I saw it
pretty
like
good.
twice unintentionally. I watched I watched it from like the halfway point, and then it just kept going. It was on in the background, so I saw the whole movie by just bits and pieces of it. It's a good movie. But yeah, I'm good on that one. What the fuck else? I feel like I'm forgetting a really, really good one. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas. Nightmare on Elm Street. Fantastic.
One
Christmas
of those
movie.
nightmare movies. The
It
one
was one
with
of
the
those moments
stick
where your brain
figure.
just filled in the blank. On Elm Street.
Nightmare Before Christmas on Elm Street.
Nightmare Before Christmas is another one.
You know what's I don't know if I would qualify this as it's not Christmas is not integral to the plot, but Batman Returns is it takes place during Christmas and it's pretty good. It's a pretty good movie. And I would watch that at Christmas time. If you want something that's like I've seen all the Christmas movies, I want to watch something that's Christmas adjacent, Christmas is going on during it, you can watch that. But I guess by that merit, Clueless is also a Christmas movie.
Clueless is
because
pretty good.
That takes place during Christmas too.
I
like
which is
Clueless.
not relevant.
I just made the connection this year that Paul Rudd was in Clueless.
Yeah.
he
So
was,
I was doing.
Stepbrother, right?
His stepbrother, yeah.
Yeah, he's like the kind of backup male lead. Yeah. I was doing trailer time on the weekend. We were watching movie trailers, and we ended up. Paul Rudd was in so many random '90s movies. He's in, that Baz Luhrmann Romeo and Juliet movie that came out in the '90s. That like really stylized.
He's in
kind of
that.
like-
Who does he play in that?
He's in that. He's Paris. He's Juliet's boyfriend at the beginning. He's wearing the astronaut suit at the thing, and
I had no idea.
yeah.
I had
It's
no
a whole-
idea.
Yeah. So he was just in everything, and he's like Patrick Stewart. He didn't he hit max level early on, and he just hasn't. He looks exactly the
does.
same as he did in 1997.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention since Blue Jay is actually in the chat. When you play Grease, you are playing as Blue Jay. By the way, in case you
Right. It does look.
didn't
a lot
know
like
that.
her. It's weird.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Fair enough.
like a fair blue-haired protagonist, and yeah, I could not stop myself from saying like, oh, never mind. You know what? Never mind. No, I
Go
just
watch
didn't-
the VOD to see what
game
Zeke
spoiler.
was really
Game spoiler.
saying. Okay.
It's a game spoiler, not like derogatory.
Good save. I like it. I'm just going to go with it's a game spoiler from now on when I want to talk shit about someone. That's
He did-
how
he
You know
did
what? I'll
gaming
just say
moments.
it. Like I couldn't
No!
stop myself from saying Blue Jay smash. You'll understand why. It's fairly early on. In the
Okay.
game.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I have no
I
idea.
remember what else we were talking about.
Christmas
Christmas-
movies,
Christmas
Max.
movies.
Have you seen The Family
Or-
Man, Max? Do you like Nicolas Cage?
I do. I think I've seen it once.
Family Man's a pretty good movie. It also reminds you that Nicolas Cage has been in some pretty good films. That's all I think about.
We've also forgotten about one of the best ones, Jingle All the Way, because
Funny enough, that's actually like one of my favorite. It's
I like that
it's
movie.
really bad. Like it's
Oh my
really
God.
bad.
so good. Put that cookie down now.
Yeah, it's a really bad movie.
I love Phil Hartman in that movie. He's so good.
Yeah,
Aw, Phil
it's a good
Hartman.
performance. It's a good performance. Anyways, go watch all those Christmas movies. That's what you can
Yeah.
do after the show. Don't start it right now. You got to keep watching the show. What are you fucking doing? If you're on the VOD, don't
Listen,
pause.
I'll
this. Don't do it.
We'll make this a very special Christmas episode. I'll just describe some Christmas shit in the background, and then we can put it on the list. It'll
Yeah,
be fine.
we'll have Ramus just roast some whatever, some people, and we'll just say, hey, it's Christmas time. So we'll go with that. It'll be
It's
good.
It's Krillsmas.
It's Krillsmas. Yeah, that's what we should have done.
Yeah.
Core Swords Christmas themed
Merry
episode.
Krills.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Krillsmas, everyone.
Just found our opening to the live show. It's late.
Everyone
though. It's
gives
late.
him presents, and that's
Yeah,
how it
that's
works.
Krill. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
if he doesn't
opening
like
live
him, he
show.
just burns them.
When he cast that spell, all of his like little images like ring 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 Just go around in a circle.
Terrifying.
I could just see
that's
like an
real
opening
dope.
shot of him sitting in front of a fire, like in his like cloak. Hello, idiots.
Yeah. That'd be good. That'd be good. Anyways, let's do some goals and start the show,
Yeah,
Adam.
let's do it. All right. So today's episode is likely to involve final business in Bakna and an attempt to cross the moon bridge. So keep that in mind when you are planning your goals for today. Ramus, do you want to go first?
Sure.
You know what you want those to be?
Find the clue that lead me to Imix goal.
Okay. Yep.
Repair my relationship with Yota,
Okay.
and last one be survive the moon bridge journey
Nice.
trip.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Great. Maharib, what would you like yours to be?
Let Yota go first, just in case he has anything that I could compliment goal wise.
I was gonna say, does anybody else have a
Nothing?
goal about repairing their relationship with Yodazo? Because we're 2 for 3 now. Do you want to keep that one, Maharib?
Relationship with him.
No, I don't think that there's. I don't think the relationship's been destroyed. I just think that Maharib doesn't think Yota's a.
I don't give a fuck about Yoda.
No, it has nothing to do with that. He just doesn't view him as a.
Just kidding. No. Berg has nothing to repair because there never was any damage in his mind.
All right, then I'll.
Yeah,
go.
go.
Okay. So the new one of the new ones will be convince the Temple of the Moon to take in Nunu and the Merchant. Did the Merchant get a name?
Right. I don't think the merchant has a name. No.
Okay, maybe we'll all discern that at the very beginning if we're starting with that.
Teddy. I'm just kidding. Don't
Yeah.
name Teddy. Shitty name. Sorry, anybody named Teddy.
Sorry, Teddies. I'll do traverse the moon bridge successfully as well.
Okay.
And then the third one will be. Let me think about the third one. Let me see if there's any other goals that I could potentially tie in or work with for Max or Yota.
Okay. All right. Berg, what do you want yours to be?
Since we're doing final business in this city here, I would imagine deal with the landlord sitch is probably a good one to keep on there.
I mean, your friends want to skip town, so you could just be like, "Fuck you, buddy! I'm not paying my rent," and then and you leave. Like
that deals with the landlord sitch.
It doesn't really. Not paying your rent and leaving town is not dealing with the situation. It's the opposite of dealing with the situation.
Look, that's how Max deals with situations. It's really the essence of that goal.
I can't. I don't want to pay my rent. Okay, I'm gonna leave.
Listen, the lights are still on in my place. Okay, everything's paid. Is it?
Do they have bankruptcy in the Court of Swords?
I don't think so. Not in this case. No.
Well, then I guess that's probably not a good one. Obviously, I was gonna say, survive the thing. But is it just a Ramus thing with his soul being all screwed up? Is that why you made that, or is it just because they said it was going to be treacherous and hard to deal with the?
Yeah, we don't know. We're assuming if we put goals there that it's going to have some sort of adverse.
No, because I'm asking that specifically because maybe to Dan, like, did you put that because of the fact that you're all fucked up and weak already, or did you put that because they mentioned before that it's like a tumultuous hard journey?
I put it because they said that we might not survive it.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's like writing a goal when you get up in the morning, like go to the Starbucks and come home safely. Like, you probably won't get hit by a car on your way to the Starbucks, but if you almost get hit by a car and you survive, you get experience points.
Yeah, but nobody says like go to the Starbucks across the river of Hades.
Right, exactly. All the more
Have you
reason.
been to Greece, Max? Because they might, it's supposed they've got gods and stuff there. You never know.
Stop goal shaming, okay?
Yeah, don't
I'm
goal
not
shame
shaming
people.
your goal. I was saying that I wanted to use that same goal as well.
Besides, the
it makes
Starbucks,
sense.
the Starbucks on the other side of the river Hades is obviously the best one in town. You don't want to go to the one at Delphi. That one's no good.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you want to have that same one?
Yeah,
Reverse
survive
the
the
moon
moon bridge journey.
Okay.
And then the other one, we're still working on it. Help the party connect with the Embers of Imix, which is such a big. I suck ass at making goals. I just need someone in chat to be like dedicated to make goals for me or something. Because Jesus
A goal
Christ,
writing ringer.
I don't like thinking about it. It literally comes down to I don't like thinking about that. I hate that part of RP. I just like doing the thing and not having to worry about But I get that that's how we do our RP and all that shit. Or sorry, XP.
I just want to do whatever is in front of me.
I mean, look, if you don't want XP, you don't have to have goals. It's just as simple.
How about
as
something
that.
related
Because
to your
everyone's gonna
cult?
be awesome. I'll be shit.
Yeah, Dan brings up a good one. How about something related to your cult? You do have a cult now
Yeah.
that you are running from at the moment.
How about this? We'll get rid of the help the party with the shit, and
Okay.
we will do deal with merging bird cult.
Okay.
What was that?
That was
I
one of the
speak. So
demons.
I've learned. Yeah, I've learned to speak Demon Max, and I actually understood that. I got it. I
you
got
heard-
that one.
Oh, I was all fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've
went a
learned
little
over
demony.
time that. Yeah.
little
Okay.
demony.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what did you want your third one to be? Survive the journey, deal with the emerging bird cult, and then.
Well, the third one is still help find a cure for Ramus's ailment. I feel like that one I should keep that one there because I've been working on it for a while and it'll probably net some decent XP when and if it gets fixed.
That
Sorry.
sounds good to me. Okay. All right, and I got your Zeke. I got your third one. What do you want your two?
Yeah,
your other two
I
to
was
be?
going to ask you, do you think that should be secret?
For now. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so
I
have
want to
one,
give you.
one,
I want to give you.
Okay.
I want to give you some room to like wheel it out a little bit, and then we can kind of announce what it is. But yeah, I like keeping it secret for now. That's fine.
Perfect. Okay. So I got one secret goal. My second goal is get the party over the moon bridge by any means necessary. And my third goal will be quick question. Where we are going over the moon bridge, is that within a stone's throw of where my family was last seen? Or within that area?
The idea is that they are going to use the moon bridge, the secret travel highway between moon temples, to get you from this temple to the closest temple to the Monastery of the Sun, which is where Ramus and Yoda, where you were guiding.
Oh,
them.
Monastery of
So
the
it's-
Sun. So that's like my family's patrons of that.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Now you don't know for sure that's where your family is, but
Right.
that is definitely the best place to start looking for them and asking around.
Okay, so the goal will be rejoin my family, but whether that's possible or not, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
That will be the goal.
Okay. And you can work towards that. All right.
Well, shit. Now I feel like Max. I need a third one. I don't really know.
Goals are hard sometimes. For me, it's every time.
Well, it's one of those things where in this particular situation, there's not much that I want to like create because we're about to go somewhere else, and so I don't want to be like we should go and free the orphans.
Oh, right, of course. Yeah.
So we can't really do that.
Why don't you help Berg deal with his cult thing?
I'll put help
Use some help with that.
help party tie up loose ends before we leave. So it's all encompassing whether it's Ramus or Berg or Yotha.
That's nice. Leaves you some options.
Yeah. Is that too open ended, Adam?
No, I'll just make it like it won't be that much experience.
That'll
or
probably
much-
just affect your difficulty. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Besides, if I know how you tie up loose ends, somebody's going to get a bullet in the back of the head. So we'll see how that
No,
goes.
man, Maharib's not like that at all.
Maharib's a nice guy. It's fine. He's not
I
scum of the
like I said,
universe.
I respect and I get the whole goal system, and I like that as far as a method of doing experience. But I just suck at making. I don't like making goals. I hate it.
I'm sure that there is a way that you can write goals that don't feel like
Work.
that doesn't feel like homework, but like we'll just keep working on it. We'll try to find it.
It's honestly what helped me was it's just a change of mind. Like
Yeah, I'm
a
sure that's
change of
all it is,
mindset
too.
rather
Yeah.
than like go for this. You have to change your mind to go for this. Like when I changed from lofty esoteric goals to like things I might be able to accomplish in this one session.
Yeah. I mean, it's also too because it operates against the way I usually do this stuff. As you guys have no doubt figured out, I don't do a lot. I don't like doing a whole lot of like homework and stuff off the show. I like just being the talent that's on there that does the thing in the moment. And when I'm in the moment, I'm fully in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Totally.
sure. I get it. I get it. So what we're gonna do is, if you guys have goals for Berg, just tweet them in between episodes. Just tweet Max.
Honestly, yeah. If you guys have good goals, like tweet them at me. I don't give a shit. If you have a good one, I'll use them.
Yeah.
Put like a hashtag in there. I don't know. Hashtag Quarter Swords.
Hashtag Berg goals.
Hashtag bird
Hashtag
goals.
Max sucks at goals or bird goals. Yeah,
Bird
do that.
goals.
I like that better. Bird goals. Do
Yeah.
that.
Hashtag Berg goals. Hashtag Mega Man me. Do those as well. Get it trending.
Don't put your fucking shitty Mega Man me on this. Don't taint it.
We were close to trending in the U.S. last time, Max. Okay, we were only off by like 100,000 tweets. We'll get there. We're gonna get there.
Feeling it.
Hashtag Berg goals. All right, not bird
Hashtag bird
goals.
goals.
Berg. Yeah,
Berg.
don't do. You can also do bird goals. Look for that one as well, Max. You might find some goals.
You know, I specialize in bird law.
Right, so we start the next episode, and Max is like, all right, so I grab the bag of grain and I just stick my head in there and I just start eating the grain. I just eat that grain and then I fly off. And I'm like, all right, you get 100,000 experience. Congratulations.
Chadrick's the one that was all about birds.
Bird goals.
True. Shreddick was.
Yeah. All right. So I will kind of leave it up to you guys. So you can kind of take as much time as you think you need for tying up loose ends. But right now there is that tension of like Ramus did just kill 2 people with fire in the temple.
about that
So
yet. Yeah.
I don't know if you want to go to them and be like, look, we had a problem. Here's
We
what
don't know
happened.
about that. Only
Or-
Ramus and
we
Yota.
don't.
Yeah, or just let them, or you have to let them discover the corpses. It's kind of up
Or
to you
hide
guys.
it. We don't even need to know about it. Yeah.
I mean, you just sweep them under the rug there. Don't worry about
They're
it.
ashes.
Basically. And there's still like bones and stuff.
I mean,
bits
that's.
and pieces.
I'm being
Like-
serious. Like that's a thing on Yota and Ramus. If they wanted to like just like listen, we won't talk about it, but that was fucked up. You know what I mean? 'Cause then
Yes.
if no one else saw it, it's not like they have fucking security cameras.
They might have magic security cameras.
I mean,
There are
it's
temples of
fine.
spies.
Cameras, because you said that, you idiot. Adam's DMing. You learn nothing, JP.
No, I mean I'm not affected by this. So yeah, they've got magic security cameras. They have security people walking around. It's fucking John Wick is in the building somewhere. He's watching.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
mean-
We start on the episode and the high priest and Acolyte Sang are in the office, and Keanu Reeves has just walked in, and the Acolyte is like, do you think you can handle it? And John Wick's like, yeah, I got him. And he pulls out his guns, puts them away, and he just starts coming after you. He's got 4,000 hit points, and go roll initiative. Yeah, so like there was a scuffle, and it's just I'm just curious to see what you guys want to do about that. But also, we could start with Maharib and Berg arriving at the temple, right? Coming back. And
It seems like a
It's
good
up to you
point
guys.
to arrive.
Yeah, do me and
I'm gonna leave it to you.
well, I think we'll start with me and Berg and Dan and Zeke can think about that in terms of how they want to handle it. Whether it's you
They
guys
can think
messaging or
They can think about what they've done.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
So do me and Berg meet back up kind of near the front of the temple, or do we just go our separate ways? Because he was running from his cult, basically. The last time I saw him.
Yes, you've evaded the cult. Yeah, you evaded them. And you are you're at the entrance to the temple. You're in its kind of like opening kind of plaza. and you're free to come and go as you like. You know what the plan is.
Okay. Then I think we start off, and it's me introducing Berg to Nunu officially, and then asking looking at the merchant, and do you have a name?
And he nods, and you can see he's a little in awe of the temple. He may never have been here before. It's a big, impressive building, so he just nods when you ask him.
Can you share it with me?
What?
Your name.
Oh, yes. I thought you were just going to bring me here and leave me without ever getting to know who I am. I have watched over your companion for some time now, and I've come to, and he's like patting her on the head. I've come to appreciate. She's told me many things about you. But you're asking about me. Shangren is my name.
My name is Maharib. This is my friend Berg. We will.
And he's nodding, and he's like, "Oh yes, of course. I know. You told me."
Are you saying that the cow speaks to you, sir?
She's not a cow. She's an ox.
Yes.
And yes, of course.
My mistake. The ox speaks with words?
It's more. I get a sense of what she's thinking and feeling.
I gaze past the merchant to look at the ox, and what is
She's just like dead eyeing you, just like.
what is she saying right now?
Nothing now. She is in awe of the temple, as I am. I have not seen this place so close before. Truly, it is beautiful.
I must ask, are you comfortable living out the rest of your life in this temple?
Did you see where I was living the rest of my life before? And he points down at the city. And before that, it was worse. These halls, I can imagine no life within that could be worse than what I've experienced.
To ask even further, are you comfortable doing things that others necessarily wouldn't do?
If you ever lived the life of a peasant, you would not be asking such things. You must have always been a warrior or a mercenary, a king maybe. All my life, I have done what others demanded of me. It is my way. For many of us, that is simply the matter of things.
Fair enough. I did not want to introduce you and make you promise things that you were not aware of beforehand. That is why I ask.
Yeah, he nods and he says, whether I live 5 days or another 50 years in the halls of this temple, or anywhere else for that matter, I will eternally divide my life into two pieces. The time before I met you, my tall friend, and the time after.
Very well. Berg, I must ask you a favor, but before I do, is there anything that I can help you with? Perhaps this cult that you seem to create.
I didn't create a cult.
Shangren looks over at you while you say this, and he nods, and he says, well, that's good. Cults are illegal, you know.
Berg, you were chased in the streets earlier.
Yes, I know.
Those were your followers, were they not?
You made it sound like I meant to.
Doesn't matter if you meant to or not. You still have a cult.
Again.
Shangren looks at Maharib like, wise and strong. Yes, I like this one.
How do we
I
stop
don't know
this,
what
Berg?
to do about them.
Cults need directive. You could direct them to disassemble and wait for your call.
Oh, no, that's a terrible idea. If you do that, they're just going to spend the rest of their lives waiting for you to come back, and it's going to become a bigger and bigger deal. There's just going to get more and more of them, and they're going to sit around saying, someday Berg will return and save us all, and they'll stop working, and they'll stop having fun, and they'll spend their whole lives waiting for their messiah to return. Oh, trust me, telling them you're going away is a bad idea.
I don't want that.
That is a good point.
I had a cousin who was in a cult once. It was a water cult. He drowned, ironically enough. Is that what that word means? Is that irony? When he was around water a lot.
Yes, I believe that is correct.
What is irony?
It's when you expect one thing to happen and then a different thing happens. Maybe it would have been ironic if he'd burned to death.
I don't know. What do you think? What would you do, old man?
What would I do if what?
If you had a cult, how would you stop it?
Well, I don't know that I would. I mean, cultists tend to want to do things for you. Give you money and gifts. Lay garlands of roses at your feet. Those sorts of things. I would probably just accept it and try to hide it from. He looks at the temple. The authorities. They don't like competition, and for good reason. These cults get infected so easily. There are entities. I don't want to say their name, but you know who I'm talking about. Unfettered worship. That's a real easy way to get their attention.
Perhaps guidelines could be set, Berg.
Commandments.
Guidelines.
He shrugs.
Then-
Potato.
Then it's more of a thing, is it not?
That thing will fester. It's better if...
Why can't I just say, don't be a cult, don't follow me?
Here's the
Why
trouble
not?
with that idea. What do you think most people would do if the gods stepped down from the heavens and said to them, "Hey, you there, don't worship me"? They'd worship them twice as hard. I don't know how it is with your people, but humans, they're gullible. They just want something to believe in. Whether it's a new friend, and he gestures at Maharib, or a talking ox. We can make our minds bend in any way we want if it benefits us. So whatever it is that you say, whether it's worship me or don't worship me, they'll find a way to make it work for them. I think the only thing that's going to work is if you just ignore them. Or I guess you could give them a different god to worship. I don't know. He shrugs. Kind of like looks
How about
embarrassed.
you?
Like, oh, I shouldn't talk so much.
Want to be the leader of this cult? Spare me the burden.
He folds his little scrawny arms over his chest and kind of gives you a real long look. He's got this like wispy little beard coming out of his chin and his little wispy mustache, and he's all like sun roasted and old, and he squints at you through cataracted eyes, and he's like, I don't know. I mean, he gestures at the temple. Moon's got a pretty good temple. What do you got?
I'm Berg.
He looks over at Maharib and he's like, well, he's not the god of eloquence, is he?
No. Berg, you could bless this man.
And he puts his hands up. He's like, I don't know. I didn't volunteer for any blessings.
I don't know if it works like that.
Something
I
must
could
be
try,
done.
but what if he's not worthy of it? Hey, old man, what kind of life have you led?
He's still looking at you and he's like, son, don't try that on me. I know for a fact I'm smarter than you are. But there's got to be something special about you. Otherwise, I mean, cults don't just spring up out of nowhere. What did you do? How did you start this cult? Why are you got these people following you around?
Be very
When
careful,
you say,
Berg.
when you say, what did you do? Or kind of like looks to the ground a little bit, kind of like off. Like, like all the things that he's done. He's just like,
Many things. Some good, some bad.
You don't sound like much of a god to me. And I don't mean that to insult you, just, well, that's a life, isn't it? I've done some good things. Some bad things, too. I don't know how old you are, my boy, but I bet you I'm older. Coming up on the end, you start to look back and realize that, well, maybe everybody's worth a little bit of worship. I had children once. Thought they worshipped me. Just leave this cult alone. They'll find something else to attract their attention. Especially if you lot are leaving town. Nothing turns worshippers off more than an absent deity.
That makes sense, I suppose.
You are contradicting yourself, merchant. Not 5 minutes ago you said a god leaving only once more to return.
Oh, no. I was just saying don't make a big theater production out of the matter. Don't go down amongst them and say, I'm Berg. I'm leaving town forever. And then they'll just wait for you. Just
don't
go ahead and
sound
fuck
like
off.
that.
You do sound like that a little bit. Yeah, he does. And he looks at Mari. I thought it was a pretty good impression.
It was not bad.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's just leave. They'll realize you've gone, and sure, they'll be sad. There might be some ritual suicides, but these things happen. By the time you come back to Bucknow, they'll have forgotten all about you.
I don't want to bless it.
Fair enough. Are you doing anything about this cult? Once we enter the temple, I do not believe we'll be leaving.
Maharib can see the cutscene at the front of the temple just waiting to happen.
We must save our progress now, Berg.
Berg, are
The
you
disc
sure you
will
don't want to
change.
complete this side? There's a big mist gate in front of the temple.
I fear if I do anything, it will make things worse. So I will do nothing.
And there you go. You found it. That's the razor's edge of being alive, don't you think? You know, I heard a story about a group of monks serve the world. Their core principle is nobody move and nobody gets hurt. And they're born in the temple, and they live their lives in the temple, doing as little as possible. Breathing once a day, drinking water once a week, eating once a year. Just in case they do anything that might harm anyone or anything. That's no way to live. Sometimes you just gotta make mistakes. Let people worship you. They'll figure it out.
Good then. I guess we can go.
Fair enough. I grab the reins on Nunu and start walking into the temple.
Okay. Yeah. So the group of you head into the temple. So meanwhile, in the temple, Yotazo and Ramus Grill, what have you decided to do? What is the plan?
I don't really have a plan.
I was gonna say, like, I'd love to hear this shit.
So maybe the two of you are just like in a room somewhere. Like, what are we gonna do? Because I think the plan originally, like, you wanted to be like, we have to go now. We got to get out of here. That was the plan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we wanted to like go get our friends and go and through the moon gate now instead of tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, and
So
that
maybe-
was because like we've got two like murdered acolytes like in the hallway, but it takes a little reminding for me how this particular world works, that murder's okay as long as it's part of the great plan.
Yeah, it's just a question of who thinks it's part of the plan. If you're like, I killed this guy because it is my fate, and someone else is like, no, you killed him because you wanted his house. You're like, you got me. Like it wasn't fate.
Right.
But then if you're like, what if it was fate that I got his house? Then what? So yeah, there is lawyers in this world are priests. So
Right.
there's
and
that.
I mean, I could try to convince whatever, but like game wise, our persuasion ain't shit. Like there's no Calumet in this fucking crew.
It's true. It's true. Well, I mean, so Yoda and Ramus have this situation before them where they are concerned that they might get in trouble for Ramus's having burned these two toughs alive.
Well, then I'll just RP this out then.
Yeah, what would you do? Yeah. So
okay. Well, we have very few options. If we want to go through the portal on the moon bridge while we're here today, immediately, we'll have to come up with a reason why. Or we leave the smoking bodies where they were and either tell them or don't. I see that as our only option. Or we leave the temple completely and make our way on foot or oxback.
Well, you are the great Gaja, and these villains were harming you and attacking you. How dare they? That you're the prized idol of this church, this temple. What they
Remind me
did,
again, was Ramus at the fight or the sparring match?
I was. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, continue.
You are the prize of this temple. They'd be insulted that someone would try to harm. Let's be honest, they are trying to exploit you. They want you here so they could advertise you were here the whole time. They had a great mighty Gaja. Raise more donations. I know how this stuff works. They wanted to advertise you everywhere.
Maybe before the exhibition. But hopefully, if I am any sort of teacher, they taught them that Gaja not only can bleed, but can die in front of their very eyes. If you think this is still the best course of action, I will comply.
Speaking of that, I saw your little display, that little fight you did, and I saw you get your ass kicked. And in the hallway, too. And you gave me that look that I never want to see in your eyes again. That look of giving up. Let me tell you, I have experienced failure. I have experienced so much failure and death, and I've come back from it all. The world tried to tell me no, that I will fail and die and become nothing. But I told even heaven itself, I will not fall down, and you will not do that yourself. You do have worth, and you will find a way to prove it to yourself again.
Perhaps you're right, my friend. Maybe all of this embarrassment is leading me somewhere.
Only time will see, but you can't give up. Now, do you want to
No,
talk to them
You're-
about? Do you want to talk to them about the bodies, or do you want to hide it? Your choice. We can try either way.
well, I believe they're going to find out one way or the other.
Well, I have this.
And rushing them looks guilty. If we want to rush them, they'll ask a lot of questions. So, my thinking is we tell them, and I convince them that whatever is taking you over will only get worse from here. And we need to purge the fire from you in order to save you and ultimately maybe the court of itself.
These are desperate times, and they will be open to desperate measures as long as they're in danger. I could see it in their eyes. They're scared of what's to the south.
Agreed. And if they want our help, and help I can give, the closer we get to our destination, the more sway I have with my family name and my birthright. I think they would be fools to exact punishment. Yes, let's make our way to. Oh fuck! First name shout.
Saisei.
Saisei.
Yeah, or
Let's make our
Saisei.
way to
Either one's fine.
Saisei. Make our way to Saisei and tell him what has occurred. But be careful to tell him only the truth that he needs to hear. We are not liars, but there's no reason to go overboard.
You don't know me very well at all, do you? I like that.
No, I guess I don't, judging by all the death that you bring with you.
I'm a very complex person, as you'll find out.
I heard you were very wise.
Some say the wisest. As wise as one could be. Statistically.
I love it. All right, so I guess we're gonna make our way and try and find Saisei if we can.
Okay. Yeah. You find Saisei and Acolyte Sang with some other monks and priests preparing a ritual chamber. There is a room, circular room, one of many with the kind of hole cut in the ceiling, moonlight coming through, and you can see the crescent light slowly kind of filling the room. And they're preparing. There's a bunch of them with chalk, drawing lines on the floor, and preparing the sacred circle. So as you come in, Saisei sees you approach, but continues overseeing everybody.
So I say, I hope I'm not, or we're not bothering you. I had a situation I wish to discuss.
Yeah, Sai stands up and says something to one of the acolytes that they were working with, and they turn and kind of drift towards you. They move with a kind of fluid grace, and they're you can notice that they seem like not stressed, but things are like they're under pressure. There are faint bits of snow like drifting around them in a bit of like a halo or an aura. And their skin seems bluer than it was before. They're like flushed, but with cold. And they come over, and they say, "No, no bother. We are preparing the ritual. What is it that you need, Yotazo?"
Well, I'll start because part of the incident occurred while I was unconscious. But after the, I don't even know if you could call it an exhibition or a battle, but after that occurred and my lesson was complete, I was attacked in the hall by 2 acolytes, and they attacked me so severely that I was in the black for the rest of what occurred. I think Ramus can pick it up from there.
I came into the hall. I saw 2 hooligans attacking the great Gaja. I thought they meant to kill him. In a flash of instinct, I burnt them to save his life.
And you can see, yeah, you can see them processing this information. And if one of you wants to make a persuasion check with advantage because the other is helping, if Ramus, if you're the one, it makes more sense for Yotazo to be making it.
Okay.
Just because Ramus has got disadvantage to begin with, so
Sure. Persuasion, you said, or performance?
persuasion.
15.
15's not bad. So you can see them scowl slightly, and as is his usual way, Sang just seems to be there. He's just like right nearby, and he clears his throat, and Saisei turns, and Sang like gestures, and Saisei leans over, and then Sang whispers something in their ear, and they nod, and then they resume paying attention to you. And they say, "I would not ask a bird not to fly, nor a beast of the woods not to kill on the hunt. You," and he means both of you, "you are exceptional creatures, prone to exceptional action. In this, I would leave fate to heaven. The monks are the belonging of this temple, and I am sorry if they offended you."
I
And Sang is just watching this, like smiling and nodding, like, "Yes, good,
Mhm.
good."
I bow to your wisdom in this matter. And whatever offense they gave, they paid for with their lives, or they will continue to pay for when the wheel deigns to spit them out again.
And Saisei nods and says, "Then we are in agreement. With any luck, the gate should be open soon."
Do we have time to rest and meditate before then? Will it be a day or half of one?
Only a matter of hours now. Take what time you will. I will send Acolyte Sang to retrieve you.
Excellent.
I
Well,
believe
then
your
I
friend-
shall retire to wherever one washes their wounds before I have many. And I believe I will drink myself to sleep until it's time to go.
They nod. Understanding that you have your own rituals. And the Saisei turns to Ramus and says, I believe your friends have arrived. We're having them escorted in from the main gate if you would like to speak to them. Otherwise, I will have you summoned with the rest.
I would like to speak with them. Thank you.
Did he wait for me to
yeah.
leave before he said that?
No, just
Okay.
you had been like, I'm gonna go do this, and he was like, okay, and then they turned
Right.
and said that to Ramus. Okay, sure. So you go and rest, and I think that Ramus, you want to head to where Maharib and Berg are.
Yeah.
You gonna meet up with them? Okay. All right. One of the acolytes like takes you there because like the place is a fucking maze. So one of the acolytes escorts you to the gate. And Berg and Maharib, you have just been met at the entrance, and they're like, "Yeah, of course, your friends are here," and they're bringing you inside. So I think that you're in. I guess, what do you say, Maharib? So you arrive in this acolyte is like, yes, your friends are inside, please, this way. And then they look and they're like, they see this old man and this ox, and they're like, did you say anything?
Is there a problem? This man is
well,
accompanying
honored-
me, and this ox is as well.
Across the moon bridge.
No, I have some favors to ask, but that does not concern you. It concerns the priest inside.
High Priest Saisei is in the midst of preparing for the moon ritual. If there is something that you need assistance with, I would be happy to help.
Fair enough. I have a favor to ask. This man and this ox have been under my care for several days. I wish to make sure they are not harmed while I'm away. Can those favors be met within these grounds?
If it is a man's destiny to be harmed, we cannot stand in their way. But if there was something more concrete that you wished for them, and you can, the acolyte, he looks over and he sees the old man just standing off to the side, like talking to the ox.
I do believe this man and this ox would benefit the Temple of the Moon and some of their other jobs, if you get what I'm saying.
Ah, so your servant and your livestock, an offering to the moon, then?
If by offering you mean sacrifice, then no, that is not correct.
And they shake their head and say, no, of course not. Though in times of old, sacrifice of animals to the moon was common, but not in this temple, not
will
in this
not-
part of the world.
I interrupt him. You will not sacrifice this ox.
No, no, of course. No, a gift to serve. We have other livestock in the temple, turning the water wheel, attending to our... He squints and he says, We really have no use for a travel ox, my lord. Would you be amenable to our consuming it? All in time, of course. The animal does seem healthy.
Absolutely not.
But then, if not to pull a wagon, then what good is the use of an ox? You deny a soul its destiny's path.
Is there another priest I can speak to? I do not mean this offensively. It seems that we do not see eye to eye.
Sorry, my manager won't be in this weekend. I can leave your phone number. He'll call you on Monday. He says, of course, there are many.
May we come inside, or will that? He kind of stops.
And he looks, and he says, your man and your animal are welcome to wait here in the gardens. You can send for them later. They cannot come inside the temple proper. But you, of course, and he gestures to Bergen, and you're welcome.
Are these grounds guarded?
The monks that dwell within are all trained in the martial arts. We have no use for dedicated guards. It is every man's responsibility to defend himself and those around him.
It will only be a few moments. It should be okay. I appreciate your time speaking with me.
He bows. Of course.
I'll turn around to the merchant and the ox. We are going inside for a couple of moments. You will stay in this garden.
And he says, well, I'm not going back downtown, so sure. All right.
Very well. Berg, let's go inside. I think
Gives you a nod.
Yeah, we start walking in. Do we just see Ramus approaching us?
Yeah, I think so. I think you see Ramus and another acolyte in the next chamber.
Okay. Yeah, we walk in. Ramus, where's Yota?
He's resting. He had a bit of you saw.
Yes.
You were there.
Yes. Is everything okay? Or are we going to be traveling tonight?
We'll be traveling as soon as the portals open, probably in the next few hours.
I see. Do we have enough time to rest?
Shortly.
Yep, fair.
Is the priest busy? I have a favor to ask.
He's preparing the ritual, the head priest. He might be able to spare a moment, but you are not the great Gaja.
This is true. Do you think that they look at me differently after the battle?
No, they just don't have any use for you.
I understand. Is there a priest? You said there's a priest with Ramus, right?
Yeah, there's a monk.
Monk, do you happen to know where I may talk to someone who deals with the other duties, the Temple of the Moon?
What sort of duties? Yes.
I am to understand that there is a spy network here. I wish to talk to someone within that network.
The monk looks at you like what? I'm sure I have no idea what you're talking about.
I
This
see.
is a humble, if ancient monastery. We serve the Arcana. There are no spies here. You want to make an insight check? Or?
I mean, I know that he's bullshitting, but yeah, I'll make an insight check at him.
Okay,
16.
all right. Yeah, it's really clear. You know for a fact that he's full of shit, but he's also like, no, we don't know anything about that.
Okay, then I'm sorry, Monk, do you have a name?
And the monk smiles kind of ruefully and says, for the time being, I do not. It is a part of my reimagining. I will earn a name soon, I hope. But for now, I am merely an anonymous servant.
I see. Well, I have killed many spies from the Temple of the Moon in my life. It is a favor that I owe to perhaps add members to the ranks. So you may say that they do not exist, but I do know they exist. If you can point me in the right direction, I will not tell them that you told me and you have not told me your name, so you cannot be in trouble.
If only it were so easy to uncloak ourselves from our troubles as we abandon our names. You have someone you believe would be of service to the Temple of the Moon.
That is correct. A merchant and an ox. They know these streets unlike anyone else I know. And I seek protection. I believe you will have it.
If indeed they have value in this place, then we will find some use for them. The temple is always looking to bolster its ranks, especially with those who know secret things.
They are waiting for you in the garden. You can tell them that I said it was okay.
I will send someone to retrieve them.
Very well. And look after the ox.
And there's a look like, sure, I have no context for that, but maybe it's a special ox. Let's go find out.
Yeah, I don't say anything more than that.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I turn and Ramus Berg had an incident with his followers, so to speak, outside. We opted to not do anything about it, but I figured you should know.
Yeah, you tell him not to make a scene, and look what he does. He makes a cult.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to.
Berg, you brought a man back to life. That is no mere normal act. Something great would have
wasn't
happened from
dead.
such a great action.
Did not bring someone back to life.
He was dying,
happen.
Berg. I was there. You can
Oh, and
deny
this
it
isn't
all you
his
want.
first. Isn't his first cult, by the way.
No, and I don't believe it'll be his last. I need to rest for a couple of hours.
Yes. I miss that, resting. I shall wait for now a couple hour.
I'm sure one of the priests could put you to sleep, if that is what you wish.
Oh, it's not a matter of falling asleep. Just doesn't do as much anymore.
I see. Very well. I will see you in a couple of hours. And I think
Very
I walk
well.
off to wherever my quarters are.
All right.
Berg,
So yeah, there's places where you can rest.
Great.
Yes.
if I step out of line, I need you to step in because I feel like there are moments when I'm inhuman. I need you to be my safety net. If I go too far, let me know. I feel myself slipping, Berg, and I just need you there to pull me back if I start to do something that I shouldn't.
Slipping.
I just killed two
Wow.
people, Berg. I just did it without thinking. They weren't. I'm not myself anymore.
You killed two people.
They were attacking Yota. Looked like they were going to kill him.
Hmm. Let's see. I will do this for you, Ramus.
You're one of the few people I trust, Berg. Thank you.
Just gives you like a deep like nod. And kind of still looking at you, like kind of just trying to get a read on what's going on.
I walk away to my room.
Okay. All right. So there's time for everybody to take a short rest. If you'd like, you have that opportunity, so you can spend hit dice if you want. Anybody that wants to spend them, go ahead.
Yep, I'm done.
And Berg, where do you rest, or do you just like walk around the temple? Like, what are you doing? Because somebody is looking for you, and I want to find out where they find you.
I hide in a closet. They'll never find me.
Okay. I mean, yeah. If you want to be like, I hide somewhere so no one will find me, then that's valid.
No. Yeah, I think Berg, before like going to his quarters or wherever he's appointed to rest in the temple, probably goes to get a meal real quick. Like, just grab something to eat because I don't think he's eaten in a while. Like, we didn't actually go to Doug's, so he still wants food.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So you go to one of the halls where the monks like sit and eat together. And do you like sit with them and eat, or because everybody just gets the same food? Yeah, so you get like a bowl of rice and yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, the monks are pretty good at just like accepting that some stranger is around. They don't like talk to you unless you talk to them, and they're just like having a conversation about something they learned from like Saisei recently. So they're talking about like a riddle, and it's like being in like they're mostly young people, and it's like kind of like being in a university, right? Like they're sitting around talking and like laughing, and it from the outside it's easy to see this place as being this kind of like divine and holy place, but there are like hundreds of people that live and work and learn here. And this is the sort of first moment we've gotten to see that, where you're out amidst the monks. Do you get involved at all, or do you just kind of like sit quietly outside?
You said they're just chatting amongst themselves about stuff that Saisei told them and they found out about. I don't think he would get involved. Probably just sit there and eat his meal, listening. But unless somebody acknowledges him, he doesn't really. He just keeps to himself.
All right. Okay. So you head out from there to your room, and can you make a perception check for me?
I surely can.
Yeah.
Bad.
All right. So yeah, you get the sneaking suspicion that someone followed you from the hall. You don't see them, like you get that feeling of like being followed or being watched. You turn, you don't necessarily see anything.
Okay. Knowing that somebody's following me, Berg's going to intentionally go and turn down like a corner of a corridor to go into a corridor, but wait around the corner, like just staring, like waiting for whoever to come around and meet them head on.
Okay. Yeah. Make a stealth roll with advantage.
Okay. That's the wrong. Hold on a second. I just clicked into the thing. It scared the shit out of me. And you don't click in and then you click back in and it does the last roll. Whatever. Here we go. Oop.
Nice. All right, I got a 1. Yeah, so you're waiting around the corner and you hear like quiet footsteps approaching around the corner. What do you want to do? You have the advantage. You can describe like if you jump out at this person or you wait for them to go by and grab them, or what do you want to do?
I don't think I'm going to jump out. I'm literally just going to wait for them to come around the corner and look at them head on. Ready to grab. I mean, Berg's ready to grab his, attack of it, but he's not. He doesn't have it out. Like,
okay. All right. So kind of like playing it cautious.
Bad call, Berg.
So around to the corner, you see and you. I mean, it wasn't that long ago the last time you saw her. It's a dwarven woman, dark skin. Her hair is up in like 2 kind of like buns on the back of her head. It was in a much more ornate pattern before. She's wearing much plainer robes than the last time you saw her. She doesn't have that lyre with her. and she's barefoot, and she's just walking down the corridor, and she comes around the corner, and like you see her squint, like where the hell is he? And you're like pressed up against the wall, kind of in the shadow.
Mm-hmm. Who is this? I don't recognize.
She was playing the lyre when you were eating dinner with Saisei.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She never spoke or anything like that.
Okay. So I'm in the shadows, all Batman like right now, and she lost me.
Yeah, she just like is looking around like, what the hell? Where did he go?
Yeah,
Like
so
you're
from the
probably
shadows,
you're in a doorway or something.
yeah, from the shadows where Berg is hidden, she hears.
Can I help you?
She jumps with surprise. She starts and she turns. She puts her hands up like instinctively, and she looks at you. She puts her hand on her chest. And she's like, "You startled me. I just wanted to talk to you. I had thought to wait until you returned to your room. I need to speak to you in private."
Berg steps out.
Is everything okay? Who are you?
And as he says that, he kind of like looks her over and he's like,
Ah, you're the one playing. What's I say? What do you
She
want?
nods. Just to speak with you about something that has been worrying me ever since your arrival. I wanted to speak with you after dinner the other night, but everyone was in such a hurry to leave, and I wasn't sure. Please. She gestures like, can we like go to your room and talk?
Very well. Follow me.
Okay.
heads back to his room.
Yeah, we crossfade to your room. So the the room is just like a plain room. There's like a cot and like a little wash basin and stuff. And are you like sitting in the like on your bed, or like what pose are you in when when you're in the
T-pose.
room? What do we see? Just standing, neutral face.
Welcome to my room.
Good.
He's probably just standing,
Okay.
maybe leaning against a wall. Probably leaning against a
Okay.
wall or
She's
cupboard or something.
pacing. She's pacing back and forth a little bit and like fidgeting. She's obviously nervous. And and so you're in the room, the door's closed, and she says, "You asked me my name before. Dust of Dreams. That's what it is now. Anyway, I don't remember before. It doesn't matter. You're Berg, right?"
Yes.
I didn't know what to think at first when I saw you and your friends. I couldn't believe it. This isn't going to make sense to you, but I feel I've known you a long time already. You and Ramus. I expected others. I do not know the Gaja or the giant that you travel with, but there were others in my dreams. Ever since I was a girl. And now you're here, and I don't understand.
You feel some sort of connection with me,
And she
Ramus.
nods. The two of you, yes. I had a dream some months ago about a city that I've never been to. Great and glorious, tall but burning. And a knife dripping with venom, and a Dragon, I came to the Moon Temple because of these dreams. These and others. Sometimes I see things when I sleep. Things that will happen. Things that have happened. Saisei calls me an oracle. I've been learning to understand them better, but when you and your friends walked in the front door, I've never been this close to a dream before.
How old are you?
She kind of like looks at you like, well, there's some time in the middle missing. It's a long story. 20? 21, maybe?
Hmm. This is interesting.
I think I have a warning for you, Berg. It's about Ramus.
What?
I saw the two of you come here. Walk the moon bridge. Then fog. Darkness. Something prevents me from seeing that place. Where you're going. It's like you're leaving the world. There are two things. Two paths that lie ahead of Ramus. Path of fire. And a path of shadow. I believe that the Necromancer King is seeking him. There is something about Ramus that this dark power wants. I fear for all of us if he falls into the hands of that overlord. But the other path is grim as well. Ramus toys with a power he does not understand. I have seen it. A terrible fire. One that will burn him up from within. And you. And all of those around him. He thinks that he can control it. That if he sets the ember to his soul, that it will only burn him up. He spoke to you of this.
Yes. He is worried that he may lose control. Asked me to help. And I will. One way or another.
You think that it will be so simple? That there will be a moment in which he will be able to hold back the tide and you can strike him down. It does not go that way.
So you're saying what? He's doomed. Either way. And the moon bridge, what of that? We shouldn't go.
That's not how oracles work, Berg. We just see what might be. If we could tell you what to do, then we would not serve heaven. Your fate lies before you, and where you end up. I can't tell you how to get there, but I fear for you, for Ramus, for everyone. I wish that I could tell you what to do or give you answers, but I can't. Sometimes it feels like watching the worst thing in the world happen night after night and never knowing how to fix it. I thought that telling you might make me feel better, but it hasn't. If anything, now I feel worse.
Well, I've known many seers, people who tell of future times. You see what can be, like you say, but not what will be. That is determined by us. Thank you for telling me. I will share this with the others. What?
I don't know. I don't know how good of an idea that is. Yeah, she looks at you like, see, here's the thing. Sometimes when you tell these kinds of things to people, they don't take it well. You know Ramus better than I do, though I think at this point, not by much. You may not understand. Sometimes knowing what lies in front of you doesn't help you avoid it.
I do not make a habit of keeping potential important things from those I travel with.
Then you would be an exception. How many times have your allies lied to you, kept things from you, decided your fate for you?
And yet here I am.
Because of the decisions of others? Or because it was your choice?
Because I am Berg.
Yes. Yes, you are. Well, do what you will. That's the trouble with the moon. We reveal the illusion and then wait for someone else to tell you what to do with it. Sorry about that.
Thank you for telling me. But, as you say and know, we will do what we will anyways. That you cannot change. Sorry, you don't feel better.
Have you not ever wondered about that? I mean, we're told that we have a fate, a destiny, a path upon which we must walk, and that we should not resist it. But then, what if resisting our fate is our fate? What about those who are doomed to struggle against heaven? Why would heaven make a man that way? Sometimes I wish that it was not my destiny to become a monk. To be here to tell you this, to have these dreams. I hope that you're coming here, and that you're going frees me of them.
If you are not happy here, then leave.
You came in from the northern gates. You saw. Sometimes it's not so easy to leave our miseries behind. Anyway, speaking of things we can't leave behind, keep an eye on Ramus Krill. I have to go. I'd say good luck, but... She just turns to leave.
Goodbye. Past. Just. Something. I don't remember your name.
Yeah, I think she just goes as you mumble to yourself. Cool. All right. So you've gone. So is the next thing the four of you in the ritual chamber, like preparing to take the bridge, or is there anything else that you guys want to do? Or did you want to share that with Mahari and
Yeah.
Yoda and Ramus, or?
Yeah. We would share that information with them.
Okay, all right. So the four of you are maybe like just in a room, like a generic kind of like monastery setting. There aren't monks around. You found a place to wait and have this conversation. And Berg has just told you. Do you just tell them everything, or do you tell them a version of what happened?
Yep. Just tells them everything.
Okay. All right. So Berg has just imparted to you that he had this conversation with a woman claiming to be an oracle, to have had dreams about him and Ramus, and this path beyond leading to shadow and fire, right? This pronged path for Ramus, and that both portend desolation. And this is maybe the first time someone who isn't Ramus, like for you, Ramus, someone else is confirming that like maybe there is no good ending for Ramus Krill, that like the future portends danger in both ways. I guess what we'll fade in on the reactions from everyone else as Burke has just finished this, telling you about this.
If it's possible before that, can I be waiting outside for Yolta? Because this is the first time we've seen each other since we fought, so it's kind of maybe awkward to just be like, hey, we're all good.
I mean, I sort of like you not having that opportunity at first and then having afterwards to be like,
that's
hey,
fine too.
Yota,
Yeah.
can we talk?
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea that there is still this tension between you.
Okay.
Fair
enough.
So yeah, I don't know, maybe Ramus, how do you react to this? So Berg has just told you like, this is what this woman said.
So let me get this straight. A dwarven woman with visions from heaven has told you that any path that doesn't involve heaven is bad.
Ooh, I see.
I didn't think about it like that so much. But yes.
Do you have any reason to trust what this woman says? Did she say anything in particular that connected the two of you?
She said she felt like she already knew me and Ramus. Spoke of events past.
Those are
But she
very...
could not have known.
I was going to say those are very hollow words, but if she said things that happened, then... Does this change anything for the two of you?
Not me.
Well, if heaven wants to just give me my other half of my soul, then we'd be good, but that ain't happening.
And also, if I may, I've been around for quite a while, and I've had my fair share of seers and card sharps and charlatans. I met one who claimed he was a dragon once, and he told me my fortune. Did it come true? Well, I suppose if I decided that this meant that and that meant the other. But in my experience, these people gather information about you before you even know who they are, and then pretend that they meet you for the first time. And it's amazing how much they know about you. Because they've followed you and seen you speak to this person or that person or kill this thing or that thing. Are you sure, Berg, that there's absolutely no way someone has told your story without you knowing it?
I don't know. Many people talk of things I've done.
My point exactly. Many people know your story. Enough people spread it. A wise person might be able to string together the truths from the things that people say again and again. So I didn't meet this person, Berg, but I would say with visions and visionaries, take it with a grain of you know.
Does not matter much if the two of you still want to move forward, but if it puts hesitation in your step, then it matters a lot. We cannot hesitate once we traverse this bridge. You understand that, right?
Yes. It does not change that for me. There will be no hesitation if we decide to do this from me.
Ramus, is that true for you as well?
I'm on a path. I don't have much choice. If heaven wants me to sit and wait and just fade away, that's not happening.
Very well.
And I assume, like, we told Maharib and Berg about the burning situation. The two dead acolytes.
Yeah, they know.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there anything else before we go?
I would have a word with you, Maharib, if we have time before we go. I believe there's things unsaid between us.
It is best that we share words with everyone amongst the four of us moving forward. So, say what you want, and I will say what I want. And then we will traverse this bridge.
Very well. I believe that Maharib has a calling. You asked me to spar with you in front of hopeful acolytes who were eager to learn. What I saw from you and what I saw from Ramus after he burned those two was very similar. Underneath all the fire and rage and hot words, a deadness, a lack of connection to other living things. And I believe that is why I am here. Not because I can fight well, and I can, and I will show you before our time together is done, but because where we're going, I happen to have, what's the word? Strength, clout, I think. My family is patrons. They give money to the temples, most of which the temple that we are traveling to. And they are rich and they are revered. And if there is a way to get you cleansed of your affliction, Ramus, then their money will find it. Maharib, I believe you are going to this place for a very specific reason. I believe that you are destined to take up the mantle of the Knight of Swords. I thought about it after our engagement. No one I've ever met has beat me so readily and so easily without putting forth any effort, seemingly knowing no pain. You are a man without remorse, a man who will give no quarter. You only know death and battle. And
And
you
he does have a sword.
have a sword. And you will right the ship of the Court of Swords. And I believe that.
I believe it's best to make my intentions clear of why I want to be on this journey, so that these theories that Yota is letting us in on come to a halt. I told Ramus that I wish to speak with Imix. This is true. There is an old pact between the embers of Imix and the giants, my ancestors. I wish to rekindle this pact, to wage war on heaven. So that is why I'm going to speak to him. This fire that you spoke of within Ramus and myself, it is because we understand a very singular thing that we are. I believe this is why you were not able to fight as well as you would have liked in our battle the other day. You are unsure of yourself. I hope that in this journey, you will understand what you are and who you are. If I'm able to help with that, then let me know.
So you are allowed to say what I am, but not the other way around, I guess.
I did
How
not...
do you think you're going to accomplish your goal? What best way? The Knight of Swords commands armies and has power. And if they see you on the battlefield, men will fight and die for you.
So Ramus and Yoda, you both know that it's very common, the story of like the reluctant hero, right? This idea of like someone being told like, no, you're the chosen one. They're like, no, I have this other stuff I'm doing. And like, hey, these stories, they always come around. It's just a matter of time. This is like, if Yotazo is correct, then it's just he's playing, even by saying no, he's playing a part in the story.
What was the last thing you said again, Zeke? I'm allowed to tell you what you are, but you're not allowed to tell me. Correct? Zeke?
Yeah, I think it was like about that.
Give or take. Okay. I'm not telling you what you are, Yota. I know what I am. I believe I know what Ramus is. I believe you're still trying to understand. That is the point. That is the hesitation I worry about. It is why I fought you.
There was no hesitation, no lack of confidence. But the most confident ant still loses against the smallest boot.
I suppose so. Your idea is not the worst one I've heard. But there are conversations that need to happen before something like that does. It is why I am making this journey.
Very well. But I think that you will see.
Maybe so.
Sometimes our path diverges from what we want. I was supposed to be a wealthy man being waited on by servants, but now I'm here fading away, trying to save my soul in any way I can. And try not to have so much talk about fate, Yota. Can't you just live your own life and guide your own self through life instead of letting heaven tell you what you are?
You say that like you think you have a choice in the matter.
Yeah, just for clarification too, like Ramus saying that sounds reasonable to us as people in real life, but it's basically like if I were to say to Zeke, like, listen, man, you got to stop believing so hard in gravity. Like gravity's keeping you down, man. It's not real, dude. You can just fly whenever you want. Why you got to let it happen?
Throw
You don't
off
really
the
need to
shackles of
breathe.
gravity.
Just throw off the shackles of science. You don't need that. So yeah, Ramus.
The world is flat.
Yeah, he's sounding a little bit kooky right now to you, but he's got reasons to. But yeah, just as a context for that comment. So I think maybe that's when the like Sang comes in the room and he says, "Honored guests, the gate opens. Please."
Very well. I stand up at the table. Attempting to be the last one out of the room so that I can grab Yota before he...
Yeah, is that so? So Berg and Ramus, you go first, and then Maharib and Yota hang back, so you can have that moment with him. Okay.
Yeah, it's. I think Maharib is just trying to say something, not necessarily have a conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
And so he kind of just like grabs Yota by his shoulder and pulls him back right before we get ready to leave the room, and pulls him closer and says, "This idea of fate is one of the reasons why I'm following Ramus here. Perhaps you should think about this idea. It is why heaven exists, because people like you so blindly follow it, and one of the reasons why this war must happen. I do not hesitate to have you here, but if we are on the battlefield and you hesitate for but a second and I notice it, you will not leave that battlefield alive. Do you understand this?"
Yes, I understand. But I also want you to know that you don't scare me, young man. I've been around a long, long time. And I'll be around a long, long time after you're dead. But you will see that the cards that are laid out before you cannot be turned over or burnt. You will find your fate. It will sink into your head like a stone into a pond. But I will not hesitate. You have no worry of that.
I only worry for you. And I think I like walk out the room.
All right.
We can take a break there
Let's-
because we're just in.
I was gonna say, yeah, let's take our break there. It's perfect. So the group of you head off to cross the moon bridge. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Still got 2 hours more to go. So we will take our break and then come back and see what happens at the moon bridge, or at least the traversing of the moon bridge.
Moon
Guys, it's
bridge.
snowing again. It's snowing.
Turn off the snow machine, Max. It's gonna get cold in
No,
there.
JP, put me in Max's room. I want to taste the snow.
Like that thing. Get it.
With the snow.
Whatever you're doing, Max, stop doing that.
Yeah, you just licked Max a bunch. That's all that was.
You
All
just
right,
got
we're
all in my face.
So-
Yeah.
so-
we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back with more Quarter Swords right after this. We'll see you guys then.